Locations: Altar of Veyopatis. The forested wilderness lining the banks of the Pontar conceals many secrets, among them an altar dedicated to an ancient deity named Veyopatis, nestled deep in a forest glade. The spot is well hidden from prying eyes, and the dangers of the wood discourage those who would seek it frivolously. Geralt, however, had no fear of monsters and good reason to visit the mysterious site. Characters: Malena. I think I had the first one, but I'll start over. Life is not easy for the non-humans of Flotsam, and Malena was no exception. The elven woman was suspected of leading soldiers into Scoia'tael ambushes, a charge that could easily send her to the scaffold. The elven woman had indeed been luring soldiers into a trap. Her fate was now in Geralt's hands. Malena was arrested and charged with being an accessory to murder. She suffered the consequences of her deeds. This is always a bit difficult to do. Rupert. Geralt first encountered Rupert near the ruins of the asylum in the forest beyond Flotsam. The Ardanian medic claimed he had come to the area with his friend Gridley in search of rare herbs. However, it appeared they had underestimated the dangers lurking in both the forest and the ruins. Something was missing from his story, however. Rupert had been a medic in a field hospital during the war. He and his friends had committed a crime back then. Years later, the wraith of the Nilfgaardian soldier they had tortured to death summoned them to the scene of crime so to have its revenge. Crime begets punishment, and this case was no different. Geralt had no desire to defend murderers, and Rupert and his friend got what they deserved. Gridley. Rupert's friend was in a dire state, lost amidst somber ruins in a wilderness forsaken by gods and humans alike. Geralt found him easily and learned more about him, including what he had done what had led him to take such risks. Gridley had been stationed in the area during the war. His unit had tortured a Nilfgaardian soldier to death, all in the name of finding a treasure. Years later, the murdered man's wraith used its power to force Gridley and Rupert to return to the site of their crime. Gridley shared Rupert's fate and paid for his past crimes, for Geralt decided that he would not stop the wraith from exacting revenge. Not stop him is an understatement. Let them there. Síle de Tansarville. One has to admit that Síle's help proved to be useful. The sorceress did not fear the monster and bravely fought, aiding the Witcher with her powers. Did she now? I didn't see her doing much except yelling at me. Grapeshot. While Alfred Neighbour's most important invention failed to find broad application, it proved splendid as a basis for the Grapeshot bomb, a highly democratic explosive that wounds everyone within range, whether human or monster. The Grapeshot is effective against nearly all creatures except perhaps the most powerful. I was momentarily confused by calling something a democratic explosive.